make something happen. I come back and fight. I take a year off, take 3 years off. I come back and I make something happen. I think it's always been like that. I remember doing The Ultimate Fighter. I did The Ultimate Fighter, and every day you did a confessional. After about 3 days, I was already not used to interviews. 3 or 4 days, I'm like, dude, what do you want me to say? Since yesterday I slept and I woke up. And then I was doing these interviews irritated and not having anything to give. I don't expect to get knocked out by anybody. Like, I'm not like, I'm going to lose. No. It's like, I accept the fact that I will probably get knocked out instead of being unaware of that. People are like, you ever see people get knocked out in fights and then they wake up and they're like, what? Let me talk, what happened? Why'd you stop? One of the options happened, pardon my language, but like there's 2 options in a fight. You know, you win or you lose. And you better think of every way you can win, but more importantly, I think you should think of every way that you can lose. So I spit a bunch of stuff about what happened. I was ready for an interview. And then when the show aired, it was basically every piece of interview that I did was in that one weekend. I think it's not necessary to sit there and do an interview if you don't have nothing entertaining to talk about.
Nothing surprised me except for that I was eating his straight a little bit. I usually don't get touched by that punch, but I knew I was going to start off slow and pick up as I go. I had a corner in there a little frantic, and it reminded me of when I fought Kurt Pellegrino back in the day when I was like, all right, look, my plan was to not use anything in the first round. And so, yeah, it's surprising that I got hit on my part, though. I shouldn't have been getting hit.
Right now we're in LA, Venice. I'm training at Kron's gym, Kron Gracie, he trains with me. I never even came to LA, training for any of the fights. And then when he came down and helped me train Nick trained for something, and then he came down to help me train when I fought Ben Henderson in a jiu-jitsu match against Shinya Aoki. So he flew me and some of my partners out to train. You know, same thing. I got the best fighters in the world, the best jiu-jitsu guys, and the best sparring I could get. And I train hard and try to prepare for every situation, every scenario. Being in bad positions, good positions. I just want to be ready for war, just like you should be. And anything that's going to happen, you know, win or lose, kill or be killed. I didn't mean to be running into you, mother. But no, it's all good. It always has been. I always fought everybody. People always say that too, that I talk to people in fights sometimes because it's necessary. But to build up to fight, it's like, whatever, man. I'm a professional athlete. I just wanna live my life. I wanna fight. I wanna fight to you know, my career and have money to pay the bills, you know, and get stuff done outside of fighting. Because this fight, like, is a rough life. And if I'm gonna fight, it's gonna be a big deal. Otherwise, it's gonna be no deal.
But you know, I had to do what I had to do with the short amount of time. If I give some away, you know what I'm saying? It's like I might never get it back. And I put in a lot of time, and I feel like I have everything I have, I worked for. You know what I'm saying? Like I worked for everything I have, but I want to have everything that I work for. You know what I'm saying? I want to have what I could get.
Fight one big fight on a winning streak, and they're like, you get to fight me? Nah, people get to fight me. Like just like my brother said, people get to fight me. They get to fight my brother. It's like, we're big names, the biggest names, and it's like, I'm not gonna just sit like, if you want to fight me, I don't want to hear no Twitter call out. You know what I'm saying? We can't hear you up here. Like, you better say my name and you better say it loud, otherwise I don't hear you. You know? I put work in. If you're not thinking that this guy's getting what you work for, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you not working hard enough. That's thought of over miles and rounds and over training thoughts, you know what I'm saying? A lot of work was put into those thoughts, and if you're not spending that, you shouldn't even be in that position. I fought at 185. My first fight at 170, the guy didn't make weight. He's like 183 pounds. They're like, well, this is a middleweight fight. And everybody scratched that. No one talked about it. I've been winning up 2 weight classes. And the massive size difference in that fight against Rory Markham, this guy's like this humongous 215-pound person, and I was walking around at 174. I was smaller then, too. I'm 1 weight class above that guy, 10 pounds, and then all of a sudden I'm this monster.
I've just put in a lot of work, and there ain't no push. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna make it mine, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm a better fighter than him, and I just wish they weren't gonna give me no full camp for this guy, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to do whatever they could, bring him back. They're gonna try to not give you a full camp for this guy. That, you know what I'm saying? They want to bring him back to the top, but I knew I'm better than him.
You're the two-time champ. I beat him in between when he knocked out Aldo, beat him again but lost. Then he fights for a title. Then he fights Mayweather. And then they're like, and this guy's turning down fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold up.
Hey, cardio and skill, man. You know, like, if you fight, too, for so many years, it's been, how old am I now? I've been fighting 12 years, and as a martial artist, like, just seeing him push this guy. That guy's where he's at. He's a good fighter and everything, but he's where he's at because of the push he's getting, you know what I'm saying? Those decision losses, I'm like, I want that fight. They're like, don't even talk about that fight. You lost, you ain't getting it back. And now it's a big deal because he wants a rematch and he gets one. This is all built up it's all built up for him, you know? It's all built up for this comeback of his that he's gonna do. And then they're talking about after this fight, he's dipping out to 145 to fight for that thing. They're really protecting that guy, you know?